Ever wondered how a massive system like the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, or CDCR, decides where to house the tens of thousands of individuals in its custody? It's not as simple as you might think. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating, complex, and sometimes controversial world of inmate classification in California. At its core, the CDCR's classification system aims to keep everyone safe, staff, inmates, and the public, while also running prisons efficiently. They do this by assigning housing security levels and custody designations, largely based on what's called a housing score. This score is supposed to be objective, looking at factors like age at first arrest, prior incarcerations, and behavior during previous incarceration. A low score might land you in a level 1 facility. Think dorms with no perimeter security. A high score, say 60 or over, means a level 4, the highest security with cells and armed coverage. But here's where it gets really interesting. This objective scoring system is frequently overridden or modified by administrative determinants. Enter administrative determinants. These are specific conditions or circumstances that allow departmental officials to override an individual's placement score, enabling them to be housed in a facility with a security level that may not align with their numerically calculated risk. Why? Because real life is complex. Think about unique medical needs, safety concerns, or even family ties. The California Code of Regulations, Title 15, Section 3375.2, outlines these determinants, each identified by a 3-letter code. Let's look at a few powerful examples. MD, medical condition. This is crucial. This determinant is applied when an individual's medical condition requires treatment or continuing medical attention not available at all facilities. This ensures access to necessary health care, which is a constitutional mandate. PSY, psychological condition. Similar to medical needs, a psychological condition requiring special treatment or severely limiting placement options is a critical determinant. The Coleman v. Newsom lawsuit found CDCR's mental health care inadequate and has led to court orders emphasizing appropriate mental health care and consideration of mental health needs in housing and disciplinary actions, further underscoring the importance of the PSY determinant. GAN, gang membership or association. Documented gang affiliation requires special attention or placement consideration. This is a critical determinant due to the significant security threat posed by security threat groups, STGs, within correctional facilities. DIS, disciplinary record. A history of serious disciplinary problems or threats to facility security necessitates special placement consideration, often leading to a higher security level, regardless of the calculated score. This reflects the paramount importance of institutional safety and order. ENE, enemies. Documented enemies within the correctional system or a high probability of victimization due to case factors requires special placement to ensure the individual's safety. This highlights the need for protective custody considerations. POP, population, used by classification staff representatives, CSR, to indicate that no beds are presently available at a facility consistent with the individual's placement score. This highlights the practical constraints of bed availability. So, these administrative determinants provide the CDCR with the necessary discretion to manage a diverse incarcerated population with varying needs and risks, often overriding the standardized scoring system to ensure individual safety, institutional security, or access to specialized care and programs. But how do these placements impact an inmate's life? Hugely. They directly affect the types and availability of programs an individual can access. Historically, placement in higher security levels or administrative segregation units, ASU/SHU, often limited access to programming, as these environments prioritize security and control over broader rehabilitative opportunities. However, CDCR is actively trying to change this. Recent policy changes within CDCR aim to mitigate this limitation. The department has transitioned from segregation to restricted housing, RHU, with a stated objective to reduce segregated confinement and enhance services, including access to rehabilitative and educational programs and mental health treatment. This means individuals placed in restricted housing are now intended to continue to have access to rehabilitative and education programs and mental health and healthcare services, as well as out-of-cell recreation time. This is a big step, recognizing that maintaining programming access, even in restrictive environments, is beneficial for rehabilitation and can lead to a successful transition to less restrictive housing and ultimately to society. And here's another critical impact: credit earning. The CDCR inmate classification system, particularly through the application of administrative determinants and subsequent housing and programming assignments, can lead to the forfeiture of good conduct credits. If you're disciplined for refusing to work or program, you could earn 0% good conduct credit, delaying your release date. But on the flip side, Proposition 57, passed in 2016, significantly incentivized participation in rehabilitative programs and positive activities by expanding credit earning opportunities. Completing rehabilitative or educational programs can earn you milestone completion credits, directly influencing your release date and incentivizing rehabilitative behavior. This complex system isn't without its challenges. One primary issue is that the housing score, a central component of classification, may not be sufficiently aligned with departmental goals. Analysis suggests that CDCR may assign unnecessary security to individuals prone to minor misconduct rather than focusing solely on serious threats, which is inconsistent with the goal of placing individuals in the least restrictive settings necessary. And legal challenges have played a huge role in shaping policies. Cases like Mitchell v. Kate brought scrutiny to racial discrimination in CDCR's policies, specifically regarding race-based lockdowns. Armstrong v. Newsom has mandated accommodations for individuals with disabilities, impacting housing assignments to ensure accessibility and prevent placement in administrative segregation due to lack of accessible housing. And Coleman v. Newsom, originally filed in 1990, has found CDCR's mental health care inadequate and resulted in ongoing court oversight that directly influences the application of the PSY determinant, mandating that mental health considerations are central to classification, housing, and disciplinary decisions. These legal mandates, coupled with a broader understanding of correctional best practices, have led to significant reform efforts, including the California model. This comprehensive approach is aimed at reducing recidivism and improving the health and well-being of incarcerated individuals and staff. It is guided by 4 pillars: dynamic security, normalization, peer support, and trauma-informed organization. The CDCR inmate classification system is a complex dynamic framework that balances institutional security, operational efficiency, and the rehabilitation of incarcerated individuals. Administrative determinants serve as critical overrides to the objective scoring system, providing necessary flexibility for managing complex needs. Understanding these administrative determinants helps us see the intricate balance CDCR tries to strike between managing a diverse inmate population and preparing individuals for a successful return to society. What are your thoughts on inmate classification? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into complex systems that impact our world. See you next time.